started when I was 8. I'm nearly 20, so nearly 12 years of the same thing, working with chickens. It's my business, it's my job, but it's also a hobby of mine, so I really love what I do. So I started with 20 chickens, and I've got about 2,000 at the moment, and I'd like to get somewhere between 8,000 and 10,000 birds on the farm. Why that number? It's because that is still very free range. We've got 440 acres to work with, so there'll be heaps of grass all year round, perfect amount of poo to fertilise the pasture properly, but it means I can actually supply a decent amount of eggs to Melbourne and make a slight impact on that.
Something turned me upside down, just when I thought things were gonna get worse, then along came a little bird.
I produce eggs currently, but my parents produce organic beef, lamb and pork, and people always get angry at me, especially on my Facebook page, and say, why are you producing eggs? Why don't you just grow 440 acres worth of veggies?
Why don't you do that?
Why don't I do that? 2 reasons. One is, do you know how much water it takes to grow veggies? It's shit loads.
Not on that scale, I don't. That would be a lot of water.
440 acres worth of veggies. That's a lot of water. It's so much water. We don't have that much water all year round, so I can't grow veggies. I can grow enough veggies for my family and for a small part of Melbourne's community here. But what I can grow without much water is lots of beef, lamb, pork and eggs, because the animals drink the water that naturally falls anyway from the sky, being rain, the little amount we get here in Australia, and they eat the grass that costs nothing to get, it just grows with a bit of rain, and produce a lot of food for a Melbourne community. So growing meat is really ethical in Australia because of our water problem. Somewhere in like Asia, for example, it's not so ethical to grow meat because they have enough water to actually grow veggies. So they can grow their rice and their fruit and veg because there's no problem about water. But in Australia, we have miles and miles of desert, and through that desert we can actually run our herbivores because they only eat a little bit of foliage here and there. So I get a lot of criticism about not growing veggies here, massive scale, but growing veggies massive scale needs a lot of water, and we don't have water here, so growing meat's the best I can do with what I've got. Well, I'll be doing this in 10 years. Yeah, I would love to be doing this in 10 years.
Yeah.
Hopefully not working as hard as I am now. I feel like I do, farming's technically a male thing, and I'm female, so I don't actually have the body structure for doing the amount of lifting and carrying and digging and whippersnipping that I do.
You do an okay job.
I do it okay, but I do have pretty big shoulders for a girl. There's been a few times where I've thought about shoving it all in and just selling up or leaving, or
like the temptation to just get away and do something else.
That's pretty strong sometimes, especially when, if the birds ever get sick, or like I had a huge amount of heat stroke in the middle of summer, and I was just like, I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of things going wrong. I just wanted to give it all up. But then this thought always comes back to me of like, what else could I do? There's lots of other things I could do, but nothing that would impact the world as much as what I'm doing right now. And that belief of I want to change the world, I want to help the world in my little way as much as possible, always comes back to me, and I'm always like, this is the way that I can help.